When last we checked in with the official Republican Party website, something a little bit strange was happening. You'd try to go to the homepage, but you would instead be automatically redirected to their big "We Love Scott Walker" page. You would try to type in GOP.com, and instead up would pop ObamasUnionBosses.com. The whole National Republican Party online was essentially repurposed as the "We Believe in Scott Walker" party. Scott Walker, of course, the Republican governor of Wisconsin. Union stripping bill caused this sort of backlash in his home state. It also woke up the Democratic base from coast to coast. And apparently for a hot second, it seemed like a good cause for other Republicans to take up too. They have since apparently had second thoughts about that. If you go to the Republican Party website right now, it does not repopulate to anything having to do with Scott Walker anymore. Maybe they had to move on from that pro-Scott Walker stuff because they had other important stuff to post, like trying to get people mad at President Obama about basketball, about his March Madness bracket. Sure, it's mid-April now, but still, the outrageous, the tyranny, or whatever. Also, you can update your RNC subscriptions. That's their other major feature. Timely. National Republicans may have gotten over their pledges to stand with Scott Walker, but Governor Walker's own dreams of becoming a national figure in Republican politics are clearly still alive. Mr. Walker ascended Capitol Hill today for what I'm sure in his mind was due to be a triumphant victory lap about what he has done in the great state of Wisconsin. But if he thought he was there to collect his laurels, to be greeted as a national hero, it really did not go that way.
When you campaigned for governor, did you campaign on the issue of collective bargaining being a problem with respect to the Wisconsin's budget?
I talked about wages and benefits overall, even ran campaign ads on it, but I didn't specify exactly what form. I talked about the broad spectrum. That was an issue that was a part of the campaign.
Explicitly?
Again, I didn't run an ad saying I'm going to do exactly this, but I talked about the full range. In fact, talked about it in a couple of the debates.
Governor Walker, I'm asking a very specific question.
Yeah.
Did you explicitly single out?
No.
No. That's sort of how it went for Governor Scott Walker today. This was not a greeted as a liberator day for him. Check this next. Well, I want you to check out this next bit. They told me I had to run a little disclaimer before this, but here it comes.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
You got a famous phone call from somebody pretending to be David or Koch, or however one pronounces it. And he said, well, I tell you what, Scott, once you crush these bastards, I'll fly you out to Cali and really show you a good time. You responded to that by saying, all right, that would be outstanding. What did you mean by that? And what did you think he meant?
At that point, I was done on the call. I had two other people waiting for me, and I was trying to get off the call and get on to the next issue.
You ran campaign ads on the principle of good government, and I thought that's what we were here to talk about today. In fact, you ran a campaign ad called Real Leadership. You also ran an ad called Make It Right. Well, this is your chance to make it right. Are you ready to apologize to the people of Wisconsin for hiring the 27-year-old son of one of your major campaign donors who's a lobbyist? Are you ready to make an apology today to the people of Wisconsin? That doesn't sound like good government to me.
And I'll answer your question about the 27-year-old.
I'd be interested in your answer, because that's the question the people of Wisconsin want to hear today.
Well, I'm glad you're interested in the people of Wisconsin.
I am.
Because that person was 5 levels below me. When that hiring was brought to my attention, I had my staff go back and have that person taken out of that position.
Your proposal would require unions to hold annual votes to continue representing their own members. Can you please explain to me and members of this committee how much money this provision saves for your state budget?
We gave workers the right to choose, which is a fundamental American right, the right to choose whether or not they want to be a part of a union and whether or not they want up to $1,000 taken out of their union.
How much money does it save, Governor? Just
that particular part doesn't save any.
Okay,
in the same way that if you read the federal budget,
no effect whatsoever.
I'll answer your question.
I'm reclaiming my time. It obviously no effect whatsoever on the state budget.
Governor Walker refused to meet with union leaders, and he declared publicly that he would not negotiate with them. In my opinion, it is shameful to play politics with American workers and their families. We should be helping these workers, not attacking them, because they are the engine and the author of the American recovery.
Joining us now is Congressman Elijah Cummings of Maryland, ranking Democrat on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. Congressman Cummings, thank you very much for your time tonight, sir.
It's good to be with you, Rachel.
It is, Governor Walker, a good national symbol for the whole country, for the difference between the two political parties right now, the different ways Democrats and Republicans are approaching public policy right now.
Clearly he is, Rachel, but I might add, though, there are 10 Republican governors that disagree with the way that he has gone about the business of trying to dismantle unions. But clearly, we have seen it in our committee. It seems like almost every week there's some hearing attacking our public employees and attacking unions. And it came out very clearly today. And basically when he got there, I think they thought that he was going to be placed on a throne. And as you could see, the Democrats wanted to make sure that the public knew exactly what he stood for, and that is destroying unions, even after the union representatives had agreed to all the financial demands that he had made. He still came back and did some things that almost crippled the unions there in Wisconsin.
You are the ranking Democrat on this committee that hosted Governor Walker today, and I know that you chose for your main witness the Vermont governor, Democrat Peter Shumlin, to testify alongside Mr. Walker. Why did you invite Mr. Shumlin to be there today? Because
Governor Shumlin came in and he explained that he believed that collective bargaining was a right. And he talked about how important it was that people have the opportunity to bargain with regard to their wages and their working conditions. And he said that, you know, he tries to, the one thing that came through very clearly, Rachel, today, was this was a man who showed respect for the unions. And the unions came to the table. They said, we are Americans too. We know our country, our state is going through some difficulties, and we don't mind cutting our benefits. We don't mind contributing a little bit more to our health care. And he came out with a very good deal. But he did not eliminate one single right with regard to the unions. And that says a lot. And by the way, he was facing, that is, Governor Shumlin was facing a much higher deficit than Governor Walker of Wisconsin.
Mr. Cummings, I wanted to ask you about what happened tonight in Congress about the budget deal that was hammered out last Friday. The night that budget deal was hammered out, on Friday night, Republican staffers in the House told reporters that they knew they would have some Republican members not voting for the bill, but they said they were going to work hard to try to keep the number of defections below 30. Tonight, when the vote finally happened, they actually lost 59 Republicans who voted against Speaker Boehner on this matter. The bill could not have passed without Democratic votes today. Do you have any insight for us into what that means going forward if Speaker Boehner really is not speaking for enough House Republicans to pass things on their own without Democratic support?
I think it says a lot. What it says, Rachel, is that there are a group of Tea Party folks who have come to the Congress and who are far, far to the right. And I think almost anything that Mr. Boehner, Speaker Boehner does, if they can't have every single thing they want, such as the $61 billion in cuts, they are going to, and they can't have the single thing, they are going to vote against it. And so Speaker Boehner is in, I think, a world of trouble. And see, the thing that a lot of people don't understand, Rachel, is a lot of these Tea Partiers that have come in, what they are telling me is that they are afraid that when time comes for their primaries, people even more conservative than them are going to run against them. So, you know, I think Boehner is in a tough spot. And I'm not one of those Democrats that's anxious to help him.
I hear you, sir. Congressman Elijah Cummings, Democrat of Maryland, thanks for your time and for your insight tonight, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.